This unboxing, like every other unboxing that's a collaboration, very exciting. But this one especially is a unique three-way collaboration because I'm collaborating with Seidel on a new leather, the Bloodline leathers with the Blood Core, the Blood Latigo, the Blood Bison. You know, this idea of taking leather, getting it to where the core is bright red, but the top coat is black and really hard to wear off. And that's what's in this box. This is the Drifter 3 with the Blood Core leather. And obviously whites is the other side of the collaboration, so it's like kind of somewhat of a three-way collaboration. You know, the leather's separate from this specific collaboration because we're gonna still probably make some products out of the Bloodline leathers, and we'll probably do the Blood Bison with JK on the Bear Slayers eventually.
Did you know that condensation is your enemy? Like, you got your nice cold drink, you're getting refreshed, you set your drink down on the table and bam, watering, staining your table. It sucks. That's why Rose Anvil is releasing brand new specialty coasters made from super unique boot leathers. So what's so good about a leather coaster? They naturally absorb the moisture without seeping through to the surface below. The soft leather naturally grips the surface, preventing slipping, spills, and scratches. And what's really cool about the leather coasters is they patina over time. Like, I've had this kind of experimental coaster on my desk for about 1.5 years. I've been putting my drinks on it literally every single day. And it started as this color, so you can kind of see how crazy it gets, and it also forms like the shape of the actual cup. Like, there's little indentations right here where the cup goes, and it's like formed perfectly to that over time. For the boot enthusiasts, it's like the exact same leather as the boots you're probably wearing right now. So you can match your boots to your coasters, you can kick your feet up right next to your coaster and it'll be the same things like Oro Legacy, Copper Rough and Tough, Hawthorne Mule Skinner, Amber Harness, Brown Distress, Chocolate Shrunken Bison, Tobacco Shrunken Bison, Black Shrunken Bison. Also, the holidays are coming up, so it's like a perfect gift for anybody, like coworkers, maybe giving them a subtle hint to get their act together and stop staining all the dang tables with their 45-ounce Diet Coke. So they all come in packs of 4, so you get 4 coasters with them. Check them out while they're still in stock and match your boots to your coasters. It's sick.
If you don't know what the Drifters are, the Drifters are my attempt to make a cowboy boot that is cowboy in the way it kind of looks and feels, but a little bit more Pacific Northwest, a little more boot-ish, regular boot-ish by obviously having laces. And not quite as pointy of a toe box, a little bit just like Western inspired without being an overt cowboy boot, you know, because I like cowboy boots. I got a pair of Chizos, so I like them, but I just don't wear them as much. I've got small instep and like pretty small ankles. I got lads. It's a disorder a lot of us dudes suffer from. and so just a laced cowboy boot was something I was looking for. And we designed this with whites, I guess 3 years ago. Put it on their firefighting last, their 4811. It's not as almondy as the 55. It's a little bit more broad in the toe. And so it still has that like cowboy-ish look, especially with this higher heel, the higher height. And I just love it. I end up wearing this boot a ton because when I'm dressing up a little bit more Western, I don't want to go so Western that I'm going to be wearing cowboy boots a lot of times, unless it's to a rodeo, then I'll wear rodeo and stuff. But most of the time, I want this. This is as much Western as I want. Obviously, I was raised on a farm from Mona, Utah, and like about as country as it gets. But you know, I like to have the cowboy boot a little bit more subtle, most of the time. And you know, this is the Drifter 1. This is the Drifter 2. I left my actual pair at home because I actually wear them. And you know, the Drifter 1 was the first one. It's kind of the good guy boot, you know. It reminds me, like, you know, there's white hat versus black hat, but I see kind of red as the good guy color in Western stuff, you know, like Red Dead Redemption, even though I guess you're not always a good guy in that. But red to me is like the good guy color, and then black is the bad guy color. You know, this is the bad guy boot. This is the Drifter 2, black, like T-core style leather, and black sole, black laces, black eyelets, but the one donning strap is this kind of reddish color, because every bad guy's got a little good in them. But mostly I just like those little utility aspects of some designs where, you know, your donning strap's a different color, so it's obvious to pull on it. I like that element. And it just kind of helped it be not quite as fully blacked out. It has just a little pop of color, so it doesn't seem like, because sometimes all black stuff can feel a little cheap. And I honestly wear the Drifter 2s more often because it's a little bit softer leather. It's either Domani or double shot from Seidel, very similar to Chrome Excel, whereas this is Red Dog. Red Dog's a work boot leather. It's really stiff. It's pretty tough. It takes forever to break in. And I just end up wearing the black ones more because I like how sleek and minimal they are. But the original plans for the Drifter 2 was to do the blood core leathers. And we honestly got pretty far down the road with it. And we had Whites graciously made us a pair. But the problem was, as you can kind of see, probably you'll see it better in the B-roll, this top coat of black with the red underneath just wasn't strong enough. I wanted this concept, and I will go over it a little bit more when we actually unbox them. I wanted it to, you have to earn that ability to get down into the red, because because leather is the flesh of an animal, and I like that idea of like every time you scratch and scar up your leather, you get that little pop of red, but not so soft that you can just wear it off in a few days and you've got like this two-tone boot. Because Solivare does some boots like this. I think Truman's done some. There's boots out there that do a rub-off leather, but I didn't want to rub off leather. I wanted like a wear-off leather. You had to really wear it. You really had to beat it up. And the other aspect was I wanted the core to be red. The top coat was red, but all the way through the core, I wanted it to be that red color. And so we're like, okay, well, that didn't quite get to where we want. That's totally fine. I kind of want to do the bad guy boots first anyway. So let's put this concept on the shelf for Drifter 2s. And then over the last year, we've been working back and forth with Seidel, a few different samples, really refining this thing. And we started off doing more of like your Domani and your double shot style leathers. But to get this bright red core that you can see from this leather that we probably just unboxed on the channel. I unboxed it like a month ago, but it'll be recently on the channel. We just unboxed that bright red core. So we went with the more Latigo style tannage, and then that really, really heavy top coat. And this top coat is tough because in my pocket, I've been wearing this Claude wallet for a few weeks because, like I said, I unboxed it, cut a Claude wallet out of the corner here. And I have not babied it at all. I even tried to scratch some of it off. And so it works is what I'm getting at, because it's hard to scratch this top layer off. It's really, really well adhered. And so I haven't even gotten down through it. And so I've yet to see how this actually performs on any leather product when you actually start really beating it up. And so that's what I'm gonna do with these boots, because it's made out of this leather. And I'm gonna really put them through the paces and really try to see what it does when you simulate like pretty tough wear. Because you can see this, I took these bear hunting, I really beat these up, and you can see I wore off that top coat of Red Dog. And so, yeah, it could be really, really cool. And I think that's pretty much it. That's the Drifter concept, a little like Western style boot that you can pull off a lot easier, a little more comfortable for me, a little more secure. You can work in it, you can do a little hiking in it, you can ride your horses in it, ride your bikes, your motorcycles with it. Just a good all-around, more Western style work boot. And obviously the blood line of leathers with the blood core. And so this is, it gets a little bit deep because we're working on the blood bison. This was supposed to be blood core, even though we're using a Latigo tannage. Because the blood Latigo is, well, we're still gonna maybe do that, but it's a different concept that's different enough from this. So this is still technically the blood core, because that core is blood red. So, when you're watching this, this is well before the launch, so I don't actually know the specific date of when they launch. So I will put it right here. This is when they launch. Make sure you're on that early access or limited edition email list that we'll put in the description. So you get early access by like 4 hours. You get the sizing information, you get the lead up content, all the specs, how to wear, exclusive content, and most importantly, you get to the front of the line and you as guaranteed as much as you can to get a pair of the Drifter 3s by being on that limited edition email list, because that's when we send you that early access email. All you have to do is click the link, put your size in that you figured out a couple days before, because we send you a sizing email, push buy, and then you're done. And so I would recommend that. You don't have to be on that email list. It's just you'll get your boots sooner because they do them in the order that they receive the orders, and that's pretty much it. And huge shout out to Whites for doing this, because it's a big project. It's a pain, because this leather is not easy to work with, because if you're too hard with it during the manufacturing process, you could easily scratch it up. And, you know, so there's going to be some of these that have some minor scratches in them, just inherent to this whole project. It's going to be really, really hard to get a perfectly pristine boot. So just plan on a couple little scratches here and there. We'll try our best to kind of cover it with some like polish, a little shoe polish, and you can do that at home. And that's honestly part of the cool aspect of it. I'm so rambly, we're like at 10 minutes already. But that's the cool thing about this is you can just beat them up, show all that red through. But if you want it to stay black, all you do is just put a little shoe polish on it, a little top coat back on. You can go right back to black, and it shows what you're actually doing in your boots. It's because whatever. I'll shut up. Actually, let's unbox them. As you tell, I'm pretty excited about this collaboration. For this technically would be almost 2 years in the making now, because the first time we tried to do that, what knife am I unboxing with? The one I keep in my drifters, the little Kershaw knife that I found at a climbing spot when I was in college. This fits perfectly in that little boot pocket kit that we send with the drifters. So let's do it. I love White's packaging and branding. I think out of the Pacific Northwest brands, easily the best like branding, and I think probably the best packaging. Yeah, I would say they're best packaging too. This is fun. And each brand's up there in the Pacific Northwest have their strengths and weaknesses. One day we'll do a video like covering all of them. Right now, we got more important things to do. Unboxing the Drifter 3s. Okay. Also, White's boxes are hard to open sometimes. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That looks so crazy. Yes! These turned out so good. Oh my gosh. That's perfect. So you just see the little pop of red. Just a little bit. So if you want them black, it's a black boot with just little pops of red. And then as you wear them, obviously that red shows through. Because the whole concept of this is like, leather is animal skin. It's inherently flawed. It has wrinkles, it has loose grain, it has scars, it has like barbed wire scratches, bug bites, and leather's supposed to be beaten up. It's one of these products that has, through evolution, has been optimized over millions of years to be the ultimate material to wrap animals in. And so when you wrap your foot in that same material, it makes it one of the best, if not the best material to make boots and shoes out of, in my opinion. And so when you're actually wearing these, I don't like keeping my stuff pristine. I like them to be beat up. I like to show that they're actually being worn. I like them to show that, like, yeah, I actually wear these. I actually work in these. I actually like ride in these. I do whatever I do. It shows in the character of the boot. And that's what all patina is about. It's all about that differentiating factor between heritage quality stuff, high quality goods, anything that we love with this channel. It just gets better with time. And then, like once it's fully broken in, you just ride that plateau of good quality, good fit, comfort, durability for a long time. But you have to earn that way up to the top. You got to break it in. You got to break in the insole. The leather's got to conform to your feet. And so that the scarring and all the red that's going to pop through, like the blood of an animal that you're, like it's a little on the nose, but I really like it. It shows that that's what that is versus like cheaper stuff, like Amazon anything, or like especially like really cheap sneakers or really cheap work boots. You start as high as you're gonna get, maybe a little bump once they're broken in, but then it just trails off and you're just it's nothing but a downward slope the entire rest of the time you own the product. And that's why I love heritage boots, and that's why this leather works so well, because it's that visual representation of what I love most about heritage goods. So these are sick. And this is just the quick, it's not quick unboxing, I'm already at 13 minutes, but this was just a quick try on, because the real test is gonna be once I've actually worn them and broken them in. But for the most part, they survived just fine. I don't see any spots where they scratched through anything, or even where they covered it up. What am I wearing? Bear Slayers. I forget how comfortable these are until I put them on again. Bear Slayers are killer, and that's what I want to do. Oh, we'll talk about it later, but this was all Seidel's idea, to do the flesh side black too. So you could do like a flesh out version of this boot, or like a traditional like logger style paneling where you got the heel and the vamp is flesh out and the upper is, or the quarter is grain out, and it would work. And like I played with the sample, tried to scratch off the flesh side. It's harder to scratch the flesh side off than the grain side. So it goes right in line. If you want more durable, but you still want that pop of red, you do the flesh out. So we're definitely gonna do either the blood bison in the Bear Slayers or the reversed blood core with the flesh out. Either way, it's gonna be sick. Black leather laces and black fabric typical laces. A couple kilties. Probably send them with our big kilties, but this is just obviously the try-on pair. Okay, let's do it. Ooh. I like that. Gonna do a triple fold, start training that tongue. Sometimes they like to fold better one way versus the other. I usually try to go the same way in all my boots, but on occasion, gotta go the other way. These are sick. Oh my gosh. These are so cool. Because they just look like a black boot, but you just have that little teeny pop of red. Oh wow, so they even used that blood core for the welt area. No, that's the upper. Okay, because these wides are so crazy. You know, this is my job, and I still sometimes forget how all the intricacies of this hand-sewn stitch-down construction, how it all works. Because this is the last company that's doing this. You know, White's was the original. White's is, like, as far as I know, mostly always done this hand-sewn stitch-down where they have an extra layer that's kind of rolled into it and sewn to the insole itself. That's the one thing that it has on all the other Pacific Northwest brands above being the original. And they did it out of the, they didn't do it out of the blood core. They did regular leather, but you can just see that blood core leather popping through on the bottom. So I think they just hit that with some dye to cover that up, because it's just the vamp that's rolled out because it's stitched down. These are beautiful. Okay, now it's time to wear them. So I'm gonna put some good miles in these, get them really broken in, and really see what this leather does when you really put it through its paces and really beat it up. And so this is gonna be the fun part. So these drop on this day, and make sure you're on the limited edition email list. There's limited quantities, and give you the sizing info, because it's important for these boots to know the sizing. We'll still put it in the launch video if you don't get to end up on that email list, but on that email list you get that early access, you get the first of the line, you guaranteed as much as you can for a spot for a pair of these, and these are so sick. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting this. Huge shout out to Seidel for being willing to make this blood line of leathers with me, because it's just ridiculous. It's so crazy, and it's fun, and it's, you know, it's more of the stuff that, like, I've never seen anyone do this before. Like, let's do it. And Seidel's been very patient and really cool about, like, all the different prototypes we've done, and they're really what's made this possible, in conjunction with White's, who's also willing to do, like, these kind of prototypes and, you know, blow through a few boots, prototyping, figuring things out, dealing with the crazy ideas and all this stuff that's over the top. So huge shout out to White's and Seidel for making this possible, because it's crazy, it's fun, it's cool. So, and thank you guys for supporting these. The collaborations are a huge part of how we're able to do this. It's what's gonna allow us to do our plan for when we hit that 1 million subscriber mark that we're gonna start teasing here pretty soon. And it's all really good. So thank you guys for your support on this channel, the Rose Anvil main channel, our handmade leather goods we make here in the shop, the harness that the Twisters movie stole, and yeah, everything, and all the brands that help us. So thank you guys. See ya. Yeah, these look so good. I want to wear them right now.